Hey, what's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylent. Hello, welcome to my channel. And I actually spent a lot of time, a lot of research digging deep to find the weirdest, avant-garde, in-development MMOs that I possibly could. Yeah, so on the horizon, the frontier of massively multiplayer online games is looking a little strange. And I'm totally cool with it. If you guys just want to see some weird games, this is definitely the channel to do that. Always talking about new games. And thanks so much to viewers like you who push my stuff through the algorithm with the likes and comments, and especially those who support me on Patreon and through single-time donations. Much love, guys. I was able to spend serious time, find some seriously weird games, and now we're here with a top 5. So, let's keep the hype alive. New weird MMO you definitely haven't heard of. Alright, first game, Project Melo. It doesn't even have its full name yet. So definitely a little bit off, but a minimum viable product is actually coming pretty soon. I'll be jumping into it. I'll be playing it. Disclaimer, I actually joined as a moderator for the Discord, so we'll see where that goes. But Project Melo just had me really excited. Mainly, one, the aesthetic. This is kind of a little bit novel. Now you could say, well, it's kind of anime inspired, sure, but there is overwhelmingly a hashtag mood vibe of cuteness, of softness, that pastel kind of mushy-gushy kind of feel, but actually this game is heavily inspired by very dark, grim action RPGs with a loot system that's going to be very similar, with a gameplay loop that's going to be somewhat of a similar, but as an MMO proper. And of course you have anthropomorphic characters that'll be playing as, slapping around slimes, but overall it is going to be a looter kind of just for fun sort of game that kind of mixes a couple of, I think, cultures entirely. So yeah, we're starting off a little bit safe here with Project Melo, I understand that, but I think as this game evolves, this is going to be something that's very special. There's a few hidden gem indie games out there, and this is one that's being in development that I think is one that I would love to champion. That's why I'm literally championing it. So yeah, I don't think we've had a game like this in a really long time, maybe since Ragnarok Online, and there's been a few Japanese games that weren't quite really MMOs that also kind of had a cutesy vibe, but Project Melo, again, just mixing two different kind of aesthetics and themes and mechanics together to give it a uniqueness to it. Also, I really do appreciate that the developer is doing devlogs, developer streams, and overall this is a tight-knit community, and the way the game is being created, which matters in a games as a service, is a little bit more special and unique from the, somewhat close but still departed Kickstarter style development, where it's oh, we're showing you, we're being very public, but really not really. It's still mostly marketing, and especially completely polar opposites to general AAA, MMO development. Definitely want to jump in the Discord, join me, and let's have some fun. Okay, so next game is Blancos Block Party. Or Blancos? Anyways, the trailers for this just exude fun. It just looks like pure fun. And it also might look a little similar to some other games. If you've ever played minigame servers on Minecraft, like Hypixel, possibly if you've ever played this little game called Roblox, then you might get a vibe from this, which is why it's lower on the list. But actually, Blancos Block Party, even though it is kind of, it's trying to slap Mr. Roblox and Miss Minecraft a little bit in the face, I think overall its styling is something that's very appealing. It's very modern, it's very new, but also the fact that they are billing it as an MMO, and you can actually make your own games, make your own worlds, and host stuff and things. And if you guys don't believe that Minecraft or Roblox can be MMOs, you haven't really played them? Have you checked out Royal High, in Roblox? It's actually a gem. Windcraft inside of Minecraft, fantastic. I actually have videos of those, so yeah, no, Blancos Block Party, even though most of the time it's probably going to be little battle royales or little mini games, maybe little theme park rides, sure, here and there. But as a whole, I think there are going to be MMO portions to the game that are going to be genuinely enjoyable. And I think we need to start taking these kind of games more seriously in terms of my demographic, our age range, right? We think, oh, these are just for kids. No, they're not. When I was streaming Roblox and Minecraft, it was some of the most fun and engaging content that I could ever create and make and play with you guys. Truly, I absolutely loved it, and it was some of the best gaming memories I ever had. And I definitely want to take that forward with Blancos Block Party, which seems to be really kind of succeeding Roblox, and as well, the upcoming Hytale, which is pretty exciting too, which is obviously going to be a Minecraft successor. But Blancos just looks a little bit extra weird, especially being a game or an MMO where you kind of make other MMOs and online minigames. It does get bonus points though for the physics-based gameplay that's already kind of built in, all the fun like tools, guns, and again, the graphics. That it matters a lot, and they're putting a lot of attention to detail with this game, so I think it might have a little bit more oomph and power than, you know, people look at Minecraft and Roblox and they'll be like, that's just for kids. I think Blancos Block Party actually might appeal to a wider audience, possibly. So yeah, even though it is emulating, obviously, something like Roblox, which is a super popular game, I gotta say, in terms of like looking at it from the perspective of an MMO, it's actually really novel, incredibly unique, and we definitely need more stuff like this, and we need more people to take this stuff seriously. All right, we are halfway through the list now. Here is Seed, the MMO simulation. This is an actual MMO, but it's a survival simulation strategy sandbox, alliteration is hype game. And I am dumb excited for this game because there just really isn't this style of game in a proper MMO format. Now, using Spatial OS, it will be an all shared world. So everything's happening in real time, which makes it an actual proper MMO. And also uniquely, you are controlling not just one avatar, but a number of seedlings with your own little colony. You'll be partnering up or potentially PvPing or fighting against resources with other players, building up cities, and there's going to be politics and stuff like that. Maybe it's going to be kind of like a land-based strategy survival EVE online of sorts. But there's a lot of interesting stuff going on even with the micro details. So the macro, yeah, it's unique, it's weird, right? But also looking into the details, microscopically, there's going to be habitat seasons, unpredictable weather and ecology on this exoplanet that you are trying to explore and stuff like that. And then even in between, like managing the characters, the seedlings, you're gonna have states of obviously hunger, thirst, and fatigue, but then even emotional states as well to kind of keep in mind. So if you like stuff like Roller Coaster Tycoon or other maybe like city builders like Banished, well, take those games, make them multiplayer, make them massively multiplayer, and then go just kind of one more extra step even with the simulation aspect as well. So this is a big endeavor for sure, and an entirely unique combination of different genres that we haven't truly properly seen in MMOs. You could say, well, there have been RTS MMOs in the past, like Screeps, and you know, maybe there have been survival MMOs that are up on the horizon as well, but Seed, undoubtedly, everything combined, dude, what is this game? It's, if you read the website, it's very intellectual. I think it's a very artistic style game, and they seem like they kind of understand that human behavior makes an MMO, so they're kind of making an MMO all about managing human behaviors while you are also behaving with other humans with the politics systems and the sandbox nature of it all. We made our way through, we're at number 2, and we're talking about the game that inspired this list, honestly. So I just recently played it. It's called WarNomads.io. You know, IO games can actually be MMOs. There's a ton of browser-based MMOs. You might have known one named RuneScape. But War Nomads is stupid ambitious. In fact, it's like if Star Citizen and maybe Gang Beasts had a dumpster garbage baby. And I mean that in the most endearing way possible. War Nomads is this sort of like kind of physics-based sword fighting MMO with like polygon, like kind of low poly stick fighter stuff. But it's on a planet. It's on like a little mini planet. You run around, you hack and slash, kind of battle royale-esque. You know, just free for all, slap people. But apparently, they're in development. They're gonna have like spaceships, extra planets. You're gonna be able to jump around, Naruto run around, hack and slash. And it's gonna be silly. So I played it, and obviously super early in development, and it's really wacky and weird, but I really want to see more stuff like this. I'm so tired of people saying, oh, to make an MMO, you need $1 million billion. That's not true. Realm of the Mad God and even RuneScape were made very cheaply, to be honest. I want to see more weird stuff coming out there, obviously just like this list. I want to see more experiments, and I want to see more people doing what they love and creating these living, breathing worlds and these social sort of spaces, these parks that we can all recreate in. So yeah, let's go around and recreate with some dual blades, okay, in warnomads.io. Which, by the way, you can actually play it right now. I mean, it's rough around the edges, but you can if you want to. And I gotta say, I really appreciate when MMOs are free and also accessible like via the browser. So that just gets the friends and family in as fast as possible. Just jam. And yes, similar to Project Melo, you can jump in and immediately begin kind of interfering or helping with the development of this MMO, which is great. If you like weird experimental MMOs, you can be part of the experiment. And finally, our number 1 most weird upcoming MMO is Book of Travels. Book of Travels even is going as far to say that it is a tiny multiplayer online game, but it is open in the sense of there's not like little instances or like World of Tanks or Call of Duty lobbies, stuff like that. It is a world that you are going to explore, but the world is point and click adventure. And in fact, the classes aren't exactly just like Berserker and Necromancer. It's actually more like their characters, and they're more personality driven. And then from there, actually, you use runes and symbols to communicate with other players, so maybe kind of getting some vibes of something artistic like Journey. So this is going to mechanically feel more like when you're in the cities of Final Fantasy 7 through 10, where you are kind of clicking and moving in a three-dimensional space, but it is limited. Also, the game has a lot of very vague artsy features. I mean, so the fact that it's hand-drawn, sure, it's going to be beautiful as well, but the limited communication as well. And the fact that it is on purpose, they call it a tiny multiplayer online game, on purpose desolate. If you ever played Worm Online, maybe you kind of know what I'm talking about, where the world is rather large, and generally you're not going to just constantly interact with literally a massive number of players, even though it is an MMO. And the game also doesn't have an overarching goal. It is totally focused on the role play, on the RPG. Maybe less combat focused overall, and it's really generally like what your character does in terms of your own personal player narrative and how that interacts with other players as well. So this is sort of like a playable Fable. It is a hand-painted diorama that lets you RPG through it with 300 different abilities, plus who knows what's going on there, as well as a world that has hopefully mechanics that make engaging other players uncertain, frightful maybe, and also hopeful when you finally do actually meet another soul in this more sparse multiplayer online game. So that's it, guys. 5 weird, very strange upcoming MMO that I wanted to shout out. These games don't have that much publicity, and they all have unique mechanics that are strange and might poke at the heartstrings of some of you guys who've had these mechanics just a little bit teased in a game here or there, but now you finally just want to go into the deep end of the pool and see what you can really do with those concepts. The MMO genre is actually very much unexplored, and these games are the ones that are actually pushing the frontier and going deeper, sometimes in darker, weirder directions, but weird doesn't always have to be bad, and niche doesn't have to be bad. So hopefully you guys had fun with the video. You saw some very fun, strange games, and you know, hopefully throw up some bump the thumbs and subscribes and look at that Patreon. Okay, that's it. That's my outro, friends and family. All I can ask is you keep the hype alive. My name's Skylent, and I will see you again next time.